The hardest part of making a video is figuring out what story you want to tell and how you want to tell it, by means of what tools. What I want to talk about is how to find unique visual tools to bring any script to life from a director of photography perspective. For me, style is all about working with set design, lighting, camera movement, composition, lens type, and focal length, all the elements that help tell the story and immerse the viewer in the narrative through visuals. Let me just share how I find technical solutions and inspiration to match the story with the unique visual style through the process of shooting my short film and a master class. So, a lot of my ideas come from interesting locations. When I'm exploring new places, I'm always on the lookout for locations that can inspire a story. Recently, I visited a pretty atmospheric ranch where I met some amazing animals and their owners. And this place sparked an idea for a small story. And I should mention that, as a cinematographer, I'm particularly drawn to locations that have a strong cinematic look. A place with that quality almost looks like it's made for film, with its own atmosphere and a ton of untold stories. My job is to enhance that in the shot through lighting, props, and actors. An interesting location is one of the unique criteria for visual storytelling, and I could find dozens of farms and stables, but not all of them would have that special charm that shines through the camera lens. To figure out if a location looks good on the screen, it's often enough to take a few shots on your phone or a camera and experiment with angles, compositions, and camera movements. Try placing some people in the frame as well. Sometimes even the most unremarkable place can look amazing from the right angle. When you're scouting for locations, take your time. Wander around, check out every corner and angle, and see where the best shooting spots are. After scouting and making the script, I move on to finding references in similar locations and start thinking about the visual style of the story. I use a frame set which has a database of stills from films, music videos, and commercials. Let's find some references and ideas on how to artistically shoot a ranch. The first keyword that comes to mind is just a horse ranch. Also, I want to add 2 key filters: color, tone, and contrast. I also want to find a few reference ideas for nightlight, since I plan to light one of the scenes using a moonlight effect. I analyze many of these references to find the right style that I want to stick to. For example, I like how in many references, the wide shots are lit only by backlighting from the sun. In nature, this kind of light scheme is quite picturesque, and when combined with an actor, well-chosen clothing, and a horse in the frame, it would look super cool. Besides visual references, it's crucial to understand how the camera will move and how that movement will convey the mood of the story. I often come up with or borrow interesting camera movement ideas from films, and before every shoot, I carefully plan out how the camera will move in each shot. This helps me stay organized and not get lost in my ideas while on set. Given the large distances between scenes at this location and shooting positions, I focused on keeping the camera set as light as possible. First, I decided to shoot wide, medium, and close-up shots using a 32mm focal length only. This choice reduces the need to carry multiple lenses, which can limit mobility on set. After the first scene, where we established our base, I switched the camera from a heavy tripod to my new lightweight tripod from Small Rig. The tripod supports up to 8 kilograms, so our red Komodo paired with the hybrid Lomo Cook lens sat on it securely. The 6-step counterbalance system on the fluid head allows for precise adjustment, making it comfortable and quick to shoot. The quick release head also makes it easy to switch the camera from the tripod to a slider or Dana dolly. During pre-production, I knew that time would be tight and that using a crane, Steadicam, or dolly wouldn't be feasible. It's expensive for an art shooting, so I had a few camera movement options at my disposal. Tilt up, tilt down, and panning using the smooth adjustable fluid head, also sliding on a 2-meter track on handheld camera. With these variations in mind, I planned out several camera movements for each scene during pre-production, which helped me pre-visualize the editing process before the shoot even began. Often camera movement is key to conveying the scene's mood. For example, I went handheld when I needed to capture a sense of fuss, or used a slide-in to introduce the viewer to a new scene, or relied on panning or tilting to change composition, often motivated by the actor's movement. I planned the camera movements and documented all the ideas and tasks in the shooting plan. I highly recommend doing the same if you're handling pre-production. Speaking of wardrobe, I also use FrameSet in combination with Pinterest. I search for the clothing style I'd like to reference and choose suitable options from films, music videos, and commercials. On Pinterest, the approach is similar, but I gather looks based on recommendations from other boards that the algorithm suggests based on the same keywords. Why bother with wardrobe? First and foremost, it's crucial for the frame because a well-planned color harmony looks aesthetically pleasing in the frame. I typically steer clear of white and black fabrics since white tends to reflect light and overexpose the characters in the shot, while deep black often requires additional lighting and a wide dynamic range from the camera. In conclusion, finding interesting locations, references, ideas for camera movement, and ensuring color harmony in the actor's wardrobe all contribute to making the frame look cohesive and help tell the story, drawing the viewer in with a cinematic atmosphere. Don't forget to check out FrameSet through the link below the video.